My beloved child, I have whispered your name in the silence of your room, in the rush of your daily routine, and in the quiet ache you feel deep in your soul. Every tug you've felt in your spirit, every time your heart felt convicted, every unexplainable emotion that made you pause, those were not coincidences. They were my voice. I have been calling you, gently, persistently, lovingly. I have knocked on the door of your heart countless times, not to invade, not to shame you, but to enter in and bring peace, healing, and restoration. But each time, I waited patiently, because I will never force myself into a heart that isn't willing to open. This moment, right now, is not just another knock. It is the final one. The last gentle call before the weight of your own choices builds walls too thick to hear me anymore. I don't want to lose you. My love cannot stop pursuing you, but your free will can push me away. That's why I'm pleading with you now, not in anger, not in frustration, but in desperate love. My child, open your heart before it grows cold. Open your soul before it's drowned in distractions. Open your life before it drifts too far from the light. You may think you have time. You may think this is just another moment, another emotional pull, another spiritual tug you can brush aside until you're ready. But eternity does not wait. Life is fragile, and tomorrow is not guaranteed. This knock isn't just about saving your soul. It's about rescuing your purpose, your joy, your peace, your freedom. I see the weight you carry, the guilt you hide, the pain you've buried. And I see how hard you've tried to fill that emptiness with people, things, status, even distractions. Yet none of it heals the ache. Only I can. And I am not distant. I am right here. The door doesn't need to be pushed open by force. It opens with a simple surrender. Just whisper, Jesus, I need you. And I will flood into your life with a love that breaks chains, heals wounds, and awakens what's been sleeping inside of you. Don't harden your heart. Don't silence this call. This is not a message meant for someone else. This is for you. You were never meant to walk alone. I have waited for this. My beloved child, time has always moved steadily forward, but now it is sprinting. The days are growing darker, the hearts of many have grown cold, and the noise of this world is drowning out the sound of my spirit. You've felt it, haven't you? The deep sense that something bigger is happening. That life is not just what you see, touch, or chase. You've looked around and felt unsettled, like the world is shifting beneath your feet, and it is. That's not anxiety. That's me, warning you in love. I've been sending you wake-up calls. Through your sleepless nights, through the chaos in the news, through the emptiness that success hasn't filled. I've been reaching out to you, not to frighten you, but to remind you that time is slipping. The door of grace is still open, but it won't be open forever. My return is not a myth. It is a promise, written in blood and sealed with glory. I am coming back, and I'm coming soon. But I want you with me. I don't want to leave you behind. You were never created to perish. You were created for eternal life with me. I gave everything for that to be possible. All I'm asking now is that you return. Before it's too late. You may have wandered, and maybe you don't even know how to get back. That's okay. I'll guide you. You may feel unworthy, ashamed, or too far gone. But there's no such thing in my kingdom. Come just as you are, scars, mistakes, and all. The cross didn't break under your sin. It crushed the power of it. My blood wasn't shed for perfect people. It was shed for people like you. People who need saving. People who are tired of pretending. People who know deep down that the path they're on is leading nowhere good. And yes, I know you still have questions. I know you still have doubts. But I'm not asking you to have all the answers. I'm asking you to take one step back toward me. Just one. I'll meet you there. I'll wrap you in grace, cover you with mercy, and fill you with a peace this world can't imitate. But don't wait, my child. Don't delay. Time is the one thing you don't control. You cannot rewind it, and you cannot predict it. But you can respond to this moment. This invitation. This rescue. Come back to me while the door is still open. Come home before the final trumpet sounds. Your soul is too valuable. Your eternity is too important. And my love for you is too deep to stay silent any longer. This is your moment. Answer it now. I see how carefully you've built walls around that one area. The one you don't want to talk about. The one you avoid in every prayer. The one you've tucked away so deep that even you pretend it's not there. But I'm not fooled by your silence, and I'm not driven away by your shame. That place you're hiding from? That fear, that failure, that trauma, that temptation. It's exactly where I want to enter. Not to condemn you, but to heal you. You've tried to move on without confronting it, thinking if you just stayed busy enough or prayed hard enough without mentioning it, it would disappear. But my child, ignoring it hasn't healed it. You're still carrying the weight, even if you've learned how to hide it from others. But I see the heaviness in your soul, the burden behind your smile, the exhaustion behind your strength. And I want to lift it. I want to step into that place you think is too dark, too painful, too broken. Because that's where my light shines brightest. That's where my grace flows freely. I don't run from your mess, I run to it. But I need you to stop running away from it. Stop avoiding what needs my touch the most. The lie of the enemy is that facing the pain will break you. But the truth is, avoiding it is what's draining your strength. You've been functioning with a fractured heart, building your life around an old wound instead of letting me restore you from the inside out. You say, I'm okay, but I hear the trembling in your spirit. You say, I've moved on, but I see how much of your decisions are shaped by fear, mistrust, or trauma. Let me in. Let me go to the very center of what hurt you, what tempted you, what made you feel less than, what made you feel unlovable, what made you question your worth. That's not where I want you to stay. It's where I want to begin a new story. But healing requires honesty. Wholeness requires surrender. And I promise, my child, if you bring that thing into my light, you won't find judgment, you'll find freedom. I already paid for your healing with every stripe on my back. I'm not afraid of what you're carrying. I'm ready to take it from you. So stop avoiding it. Let's deal with it together. I'll never leave you in the middle of the process. I'll walk with you step by step. I'm not asking for your perfection. I'm asking for your permission. Invite me in, not just to the parts you've polished, but to the parts you've buried. I don't just want to bless your life, I want to heal your soul. My beloved child, I know you've grown used to calling your calm moments peace. You've found routines, distractions, or surface-level happiness that quiet your anxiety for a while, and you tell yourself, this is enough. But deep down, you know something is still unsettled. You go to sleep with questions swirling in your heart. You wake up with a tightness in your chest that no amount of sleep can fix. You keep trying to convince yourself that everything is fine, but I see past the masks, past the outward smile, past the controlled life. You are surrounded by what looks like peace on the outside, but inside, there's a war you haven't acknowledged. The false peace you're living in is temporary. It's based on circumstances staying steady, people staying loyal, plans going right. But what happens when they don't? What happens when the ground shakes, and everything you built your security on begins to crumble? That kind of peace cannot hold you. That kind of peace is fragile. But I offer something different. Peace that holds in the storm. Peace that anchors in the chaos. Peace that doesn't depend on anything but me. You don't need a perfectly calm life to have peace. You need me. My peace is not found in the absence of trouble. It's found in my presence, even in the middle of it. The world offers false peace through money, achievements, comfort zones, even shallow religion. But my peace runs deeper. It quiets the storm inside, not just the one outside. It silences shame, replaces fear with trust, and allows you to breathe again even when life doesn't make sense. My child, I never promised life would be easy, but I did promise I would be your peace. When you hand me your chaos, I'll hand you my calm. When you release control, I will cover you with a stillness that doesn't make sense to the world. That's the kind of peace I gave to my disciples when the sea roared around them and their boat rocked with fear. I didn't remove the storm first. I calmed their hearts first. I want to do the same for you. Don't settle for a fragile, shallow peace that depends on everything going right. Let me give you my peace, deep, eternal, unshakable. All you need to do is come close to me. Abide in me. Trust me. Surrender your anxious thoughts, your busy life, your tightly held plans, and let me flood your soul with real, lasting peace. You were not created to just survive. You were created to rest in me. You've been living under the illusion that you have time. Time to figure things out. Time to come back to me. Time to get serious about your soul. But I need to tell you something in love. Time is not your guarantee. You don't hold tomorrow. You don't own the next hour. You assume that life will give you space to grow, time to repent, room to make changes later. But what if there is no later? What if the mercy I'm offering you now is the very lifeline your soul has been crying out for, and the longer you wait, the fainter my voice becomes in the noise of the world? You've been given so many opportunities, so many moments when I touched your heart, pulled at your spirit, and you felt it. You knew I was calling, but you postponed surrender for convenience, waiting for the right time, as if the world would ever create a perfect moment for you to choose me. My beloved, the right time is now. It's always been now. The longer you delay, the more numb your heart becomes. And I don't want to lose you to delay. Delay is one of the enemy's cruelest tools. It feels safe, but it's a silent thief. You thought you had more time to fix what's broken, to explore everything life has to offer before committing to me. But don't you see? Every moment without me is a moment lived in danger. Not just danger of physical loss, but spiritual blindness. Every time you delay choosing me, you're saying yes to something else that cannot save you. The enemy wants you distracted. He wants you busy. He wants you to feel like you're fine, like you're in control, like you have endless chances. But I know your heart, and I know how fragile your time really is. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to awaken you. If your heart stops beating today, where would your soul rest? If the trumpet sounds tomorrow, will you be ready to meet me face to face? These are not questions to fear. They are questions of love. I died to give you eternal life. I rose to conquer the grave for you. And now I'm standing in front of you, not with condemnation, but with open arms, saying, choose me. Today. Don't wait for tragedy to wake you up. Don't let regret be your final memory. Choose life now. Choose truth now. Choose the only one who has conquered time, because I'm offering you eternity. You have this moment. Use it. I'm ready. Are you? My beloved child, I see what no one else sees. I see the weight you carry in silence, the guilt that grips your heart when no one is watching, the thoughts that whisper shame into your soul, the things you promised yourself you would never do again but keep going back to in secret. You've hidden it well from the world, maybe even from those closest to you. You've convinced yourself that if no one knows, it can't hurt anyone. But it is hurting you. Hidden sin is not harmless. It is a silent poison. It clouds your mind, steals your joy, and builds invisible walls between us. It creates distance, not because I walk away from you, but because sin pulls your heart away from me. I long to be close to you, but sin numbs your sensitivity to my voice. You've tried to justify it, ignore it, manage it. But you were never meant to manage sin. You were meant to be free from it. The shame you're carrying was never meant to stay. That darkness doesn't belong inside a child of light. And though you think keeping it hidden is easier, I promise you, it is slowly draining your soul. But hear me clearly. I'm not exposing this to shame you. I'm bringing it into the light to heal you. My mercy is not a spotlight of condemnation. It's a floodlight of freedom. I already paid the price for that sin. My blood has already made a way for you to be clean, whole, and restored. But I won't force it on you. I need your honesty. Bring it to me. Bring that thing you hate talking about. Bring the habit, the addiction, the secret, the slip-up, the thoughts you're terrified to admit. I already know. And I already love you. The enemy wants you to keep it buried because he knows the power that confession holds. When you bring sin into my light, it loses its grip. It no longer has the power to define you, torment you, or accuse you. I don't delight in perfection. I delight in broken honesty. If you confess it, I will forgive it. And not just forgive. You'll be washed clean, made new, and filled with strength to overcome. Don't let pride, fear, or shame keep you bound another day. My child, come into the light. I am not angry. I am waiting with open arms, ready to lift the weight that's been suffocating your spirit. Let me free you. Let me heal what you've been hiding. There is. My beloved child, I know how tired you are. Not just physically, but deep within, where no one else sees, where even you avoid going too often. You've learned how to carry yourself with strength. You've learned how to keep functioning, smiling, working, showing up, even when you feel like you're falling apart. You've become a master of hiding pain. You tell everyone you're okay, but I know you're not. You've become so used to surviving that you've forgotten what it feels like to truly rest, to truly breathe without pressure pressing against your soul. You hold in the tears until you're alone. You stuff down the worry until it eats at you in the middle of the night. You act like everything is under control, but inside, there's a raging storm of confusion, fear, brokenness, disappointment. My child, you don't have to keep pretending. You don't have to keep performing. I don't need your mask. I want your heart. I didn't come for the polished version of you. I came for the real you, the one who is exhausted, hurting, doubting, barely holding on. That's the version I love. That's the one I want to wrap in my peace. Come to me exactly as you are. You don't have to have it figured out. You don't need to be strong for me. I already know the waves crashing inside of you. I see the thoughts that spiral in your mind, the pressure you feel to keep it together, the pain that no one else understands. You've cried out in silence, haven't you? You've said, God, do you see me? Yes, my child. I see you. And I'm not standing far away. I'm in the boat with you. I'm the same one who calmed the wind and waves with a single word. And I haven't changed. You may be surrounded by a storm, but you are not alone in it. I am with you, and I'm speaking peace. Be still over your soul right now. You don't need to pretend with me. You can collapse into my arms, and I will carry you. I will not be shocked by your weakness, nor disappointed by your struggle. I want to heal the heart you hide. I want to be your anchor when everything feels like it's breaking apart. Drop the mask, beloved. I am not drawn to strength. I am drawn to surrender. Let go. Fall apart in my presence if you must. I will hold every broken piece and rebuild you stronger than before. You don't need to act like everything's okay when I already know it's not. What you need is me. Let me calm the storm within. I need you to understand something you've often overlooked. There is a war going on around your soul. You can't always see it, but you've felt it. That heaviness that tries to pull you down when you're trying to rise. That flood of confusion when you start seeking truth. That sharp wave of discouragement right when you take a step forward. That's not coincidence. That's warfare. The enemy doesn't come after what isn't valuable, and you are priceless. That's why he's been relentless in his attacks. He knows the calling on your life. He knows the power I've placed within you. He sees your future even if you don't, and that's why he fights so hard to steal, kill, and destroy everything I've spoken over you. He's subtle, sometimes working through distractions, sometimes through fear, sometimes through pain. He whispers lies like, you'll never change, God doesn't care, you're too far gone. But those lies have one goal, to destroy the truth inside of you. My child, I'm not telling you this to frighten you. I'm telling you this so you'll understand the urgency. You can't win this war on your own. You need me. You need to come under the shelter of my wings, the covering of my truth, and the power of my spirit. I'm not offering you temporary protection. I'm offering eternal salvation. The enemy has plans for your destruction, but I have plans to rescue you, redeem you, restore you, and raise you up. I've already won the war at the cross, but you must choose to walk in that victory. You can't flirt with darkness and expect to live in the light. You can't entertain sin and still expect to feel peace. You must choose your side. My love is not passive. It fights for you. Every time you felt hope rise in you, that was me pulling you forward. Every time you heard a message that stirred your soul, that was me reaching out. And every time you almost gave up but didn't, that was me holding you. The enemy wants to convince you that your story is over, but I'm here to tell you, it's not. I have written a better ending. But you must hand me the pen. You must surrender the parts you've tried to control, the wounds you've tried to cover, and the choices that have chained you. Let me break the enemy's grip off your life. Let me cover you in armor you can't create on your own. Truth, righteousness, faith, salvation, my word, and my spirit. You are not meant to be defeated. You are meant to rise. And while the enemy wants your destruction, I want your deliverance. Come into my refuge. You are not alone in this fight. I will defend you, guide you, and make you more than a conqueror. But don't wait. The battle is real, and so is the rescue I offer. Take my hand, and let me save you before the enemy steals what I died to give you. My beloved child, I know you think you're doing what makes sense. You've chosen a path that looks reasonable to others, maybe even praised by the world, and it gives you a sense of control, of direction. But I see where it leads. I see what you don't. The choices you're making now, the people you're following, the things you're prioritizing, they seem harmless, maybe even rewarding. But they are pulling you away from me. They are shaping your soul in ways that don't align with who I created you to be. The enemy doesn't always lure with obvious danger. Sometimes, he uses comfort, success, and pleasure to keep you asleep to your true purpose. The path you're on may not feel destructive in this moment, but I see the end of it. I see the void it will leave in your spirit, the pain it will eventually cause, the calling it will bury if you don't turn around. You don't see it yet, but I do, and that's why I'm calling to you now. Not to judge you, but to redirect you. I'm offering you a better road. One that's narrow, yes, but filled with peace, purpose, and eternal promise. Let me turn your feet before it's too late. You weren't made for this wandering. You weren't created to build a life outside of my will. My plans for you aren't behind you, they're ahead of you, but in a different direction than you're going. That's why everything you've tried without me feels half full. That's why your joy doesn't last, why your victories feel hollow, why your heart still aches when the noise dies down. The road you've taken may have started with good intentions, but you've strayed further than you realize. And yet, it only takes one decision to change your direction. I'm not waiting at some far-off destination. I'm walking beside you, whispering to your soul, this isn't the way. Turn to me, and I will reroute your life. I will restore what's been lost. I will guide your feet into the path that leads to life, joy, and meaning beyond what you've imagined. You don't need to figure it all out. Just follow my voice. I'll show you where to step. I'll walk with you through every valley and lead you into your divine purpose. But the choice is urgent. The longer you stay on the wrong road, the more you lose peace, time, destiny. Don't waste another step. Let me redirect you now, before this path takes you somewhere you never intended to go. My child, I came not to punish your wandering, but to lead you home. I've whispered instructions to your heart. I've given you nudges, gentle, clear moments where you knew what I was asking of you. And yet, how many times have you said, "Not now, Lord"? You've felt the pull to forgive, to surrender, to walk away from something that's hurting your spirit, but you've postponed it. You've reasoned, I'll do it later, when I'm stronger, when I'm ready, when it makes more sense. But I want you to understand this. Obedience isn't about timing that suits you, it's about trust in me. When I call you to act, I'm not trying to control you, I'm trying to lead you into breakthrough. Every delay pushes you further from the blessing I've prepared. Delayed obedience might feel safe, like a pause button on spiritual growth, but it's actually disobedience wearing a softer mask. Every time you hesitate, you're not just ignoring a task, you're silencing my voice. And when you silence me, you give room for the noise of fear, doubt, and distraction to grow louder. I don't need your perfection, I need your yes. Your prompt, surrendered, trusting yes. You think you're being cautious, but the truth is, fear is keeping you bound. You worry about the cost of obedience, but have you considered the cost of delay? When I asked Abraham to go, he didn't wait for a map. When I called Peter from the boat, he didn't ask for a guarantee. When I said, "Follow me" to the broken and the burdened, they didn't delay for convenience. They responded because they trusted. Obedience isn't just about action, it's about alignment. When your steps align with my will, you walk in power, clarity, and favor. But when you delay, you miss moments you can never get back. The opportunity to forgive today, to bless today, to change today, that moment may never come again. You were created to respond quickly to my spirit. That's where freedom lives. That's where purpose ignites. So I ask you, my child, what have you been putting off? What instruction have you buried under excuses and fear? Bring it to me. Let's dust it off together. I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to remind you that your obedience opens the door to everything you've been praying for. Don't wait until it's convenient. Don't wait until it's easy. Trust me now. Obey now. Because delayed obedience is not harmless, it's dangerous. Choose the path of. My beloved child, I see the space in your heart that was meant for me, but it's been filled by other things. Not all idols are golden statues. Some are people. Some are titles. Some are careers, relationships, routines, ambitions, or even phones that you can't put down. You didn't mean to drift this far. You didn't set out to replace me. But over time, what you gave your attention to started shaping you. What you chased began to lead you. And what you couldn't live without quietly became your God. I know it feels subtle. It feels justified. You love your family, you care about your goals, you need to survive in this world. I understand that. But when something or someone becomes the source of your identity, your hope, your stability, or when you would rather please them than obey me, it's no longer just important. It's an idol. And idols cannot bless you. They can't hear your cries. They can't hold you when you're weary. They can't lead you through a storm. And the longer they sit on the throne of your heart, the more distant I feel, not because I left, but because you replaced me. I'm not asking you to live without love, ambition, or connection. I'm asking you to reorder your heart. I'm asking you to make me your first love again. Remember what it was like when I was enough? When you longed for my presence more than you longed for validation. When your worship wasn't rushed. When your trust wasn't divided. My child, I want to restore that. But first, the idols must fall. And tearing them down may hurt, because you've clung to them. You've built around them. But you're not losing when you surrender them. You're gaining me in full. I am not a God who shares the throne of your heart. I gave everything, my very life, for full access to you. I won't settle for weekend visits and leftover affection. I want all of you. And when you give me everything, I'll give you more than anything this world can offer. Tear them down. Whatever is sitting in my place, remove it. Lay it at my feet. I will fill the space with love that doesn't fade, peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, and purpose that won't shift with people's opinions. Come back to me. The idols have lied to you long enough. I'm the only one who can truly satisfy. I see how hard you've been trying. You've strategized, pushed through, repeated the same cycle, and kept fighting to hold everything together. You've convinced yourself that if you just try harder, think longer, work smarter, or push through the pain, it'll all finally make sense. But with every attempt, you feel a little more exhausted, a little more frustrated, and a lot more broken. You've asked, why does nothing change? But the real question is, why are you doing it without me? I'm not just here for the moments when you feel desperate. I'm supposed to be the very center of your plans. When you lean on your own understanding, your results are always limited. Your wisdom has boundaries. Your strength runs out. But I have no limits. I'm the one who holds all wisdom, who sees the end from the beginning. You're trying to build a life without the blueprint I designed for you. You're trying to fix things without the one who created the pieces. That's why it keeps failing, not because I'm punishing you, but because I'm protecting you from building something unstable. I didn't call you to carry this alone. I didn't save you so you could stress your way through life. I called you to walk with me, step by step, hand in hand, trusting that I will provide the strength, the timing, and the outcome. But for me to lead, you must let go of control. You must stop reacting out of panic and start responding in faith. I know surrender sounds risky, especially when everything in your world screams, take control. But when you surrender to me, you're not giving up, you're rising above. I've been waiting for you to release your grip so I can finally step in fully. The doors you can't open, I can. The people you can't change, I can. The outcome you fear, I've already gone before it. But I won't force myself into the situation. You must invite me. You must trust me enough to stop striving and start submitting. Only then will the pieces come together the right way. Only then will your spirit find rest, and your plans find direction. You've done enough in your own strength. Now it's time to let me take over. I'm not asking for your perfection. I'm asking for your trust. Lay it. My beloved child, I'm closer than you realize. I've been standing at the door of your heart, knocking softly, not with anger, not with judgment, but with hope and longing. I don't push. I don't break through uninvited. I wait, because I love you deeply enough to give you the choice. I could fill your life with signs and wonders, shout my presence from the heavens, or command your every move, but I won't override your free will. That's not how love works. My love is patient. It pursues, but it does not force. I want a relationship with you, not a reaction. I want to be chosen by you, not merely tolerated. That's why I knock gently, even when your life is loud, even when distractions drown out my voice. I stand at the door, waiting for you to open, because when you open it, you're not just letting me in, you're saying yes to the peace, purpose, and presence your soul was created for. I won't walk away, but I won't barge in either. The handle is on your side. I know the door has stayed closed for many reasons: fear, pain, shame, confusion. You've wondered, what if I open up and I'm not enough? Or, what if he sees everything I've tried to hide? My child, I already see it. And I'm still here. I've seen the parts of you that even you avoid, the anger, the bitterness, the doubt, the struggle. And I still knock. I've seen the moments you ran from me, and I didn't turn away. Every time you cried alone, I was on the other side of the door, aching to come in and comfort you. Every time you thought no one noticed your pain, I did. Every time you celebrated a quiet victory and longed for someone to acknowledge it, I was there, smiling with you. I have never stopped knocking. And I will keep knocking. But you must choose to open. You must invite me in, not just into your Sunday mornings, but into your everyday moments. Into your mess, your mind, your decisions, your desires. I don't want part of you, I want all of you, because I can only heal what I'm allowed to enter. And when you open the door, I won't just visit, I will dwell. I will fill every corner of your life with light. I will sit with you, walk with you, and lead you into the fullness of who you were meant to be. But it starts here, with a knock. And you're my beloved child. You've heard me before. Maybe you didn't realize it was me, but deep down, you knew something sacred was reaching out to you. In that quiet whisper that came when you were alone. In the tears that fell during a moment of worship. In the conviction that sparked when you almost made a decision you knew would lead you down the wrong road. That was me. Every time your heart stirred with something you couldn't explain, that was me calling. I haven't been silent in your life. I've been speaking again and again, gently, persistently, trying to break through the walls you've built. I've spoken through sunsets, through songs, through scripture, through people, through moments you call coincidences. But they weren't coincidences. They were love letters from heaven. You've heard my voice, and you've known it's more than your thoughts. It's something deeper, divine. But each time, you pushed it aside. Not out of rebellion, but maybe out of fear. Maybe out of uncertainty. Maybe out of feeling unready. But I need you to know, there may not be another moment like this. Every time you ignore my voice, your heart grows a little harder. The volume of the world grows louder. And the chance to hear me clearly becomes fainter. My child, this time, don't ignore it. I'm not speaking to impress you. I'm speaking to rescue you. I'm not calling you to burden you. I'm calling to bless you. When I speak, it's not just words, it's life. Life that your soul desperately needs. But my voice can be drowned out if you keep choosing distractions. If you keep silencing conviction with noise. If you keep putting off surrender like it's not urgent. I know you think you'll have another opportunity, another nudge, another someday. But you don't hold time in your hands. I do. And my voice is mercy. My voice is me giving you a chance you didn't have to earn. The fact that you're reading this now is not an accident. It's my voice again. And I'm pleading with you, lovingly, patiently, respond. Don't scroll past this moment. Don't walk away unchanged. I'm offering you more than comfort. I'm offering transformation. But transformation begins with response. Will you respond to my voice this time? Will you finally say yes to what I've been whispering all along? I won't force you, but I'm begging you not to silence me again. I have so much to give you, to show you, to walk through with you. But it all begins with your answer. You've heard me before. This time, choose to listen. I see the chains you've been carrying. I see the battle you face in silence, the craving, the guilt, the cycle of trying to break free and falling again. You feel stuck in a pattern that seems unshakable, and with every fall, shame grips you tighter. The addiction may be to something obvious or something secret. It could be a substance, a behavior, a thought pattern, a hidden sin, or even a relationship. Whatever it is, you've been afraid to admit how deeply it controls you. You've said, I can stop when I want, but you haven't. You've tried willpower, distractions, promises, and pretending, but it keeps pulling you back. And now, you wonder if freedom is even possible for someone like you. Listen to me, child. That addiction is not stronger than my power. The thing that has defeated you again and again has already been defeated on the cross. You've been trying to fight it alone, but it's time to bring it into the light and let me fight for you. I don't just want to help you manage it. I want to destroy it. Because I came not just to forgive sins, but to break chains. The enemy has told you that this is who you are now, that this struggle defines you, that you'll never be free. But he's a liar. I never called you addicted. I never called you broken beyond repair. I call you redeemed. I call you chosen. I call you mine. You don't have to clean yourself up to come to me. Come with the mess. Come with the cravings. Come with the shame and the fear. I will not turn you away. I will reach into the deepest pit and pull you out. But I need you to stop hiding it. I need you to stop pretending it's not controlling you. Bring it to me. Lay it at my feet. And don't be afraid of the process. I'll walk every step with you. You won't go through recovery alone. My spirit will fill the places where your strength runs out. My grace will cover the days you fall. My love will surround you when you feel weak. This is not about behavior modification. It's about heart transformation. The enemy may have built a fortress of addiction in your life, but I am the God who tears down strongholds. I am your deliverer. Let me prove to you that nothing is too powerful for my name. Your freedom story begins today, not when you're perfect, but when you surrender. Take the first step. I'm right here, and I will never leave your side until the chains are. My beloved child, I know truth can be uncomfortable. It has a way of exposing the parts of your life you've carefully hidden, the patterns you've justified, and the wounds you've refused to touch. I know you've built walls around certain memories, relationships, and behaviors, because facing them feels like reopening a wound. But I must tell you in love, you cannot heal what you refuse to face. You cannot be free while still holding hands with deception. You've numbed yourself, distracted yourself, and even lied to yourself to avoid the sting of truth. But what you call coping has only deepened your chains. My truth may hurt at first, but it is never cruel. It does not come to accuse you, it comes to awaken you. Like a surgeon's scalpel, it cuts only to heal, to remove what's infected and replace it with wholeness. You think you're protecting yourself by running from the truth, but what you're really doing is delaying your freedom. And freedom is what I came to give you. When I speak truth into your life, whether through my word, through conviction, or through the voice of someone I've sent, it's not to shame you, but to rescue you. You've prayed for peace, and I'm answering with truth. Because peace without truth is an illusion. I love you too much to let you stay where you are. My truth reveals what needs to change, but it also reveals how deeply you are loved. It shows you where you've been hurt, but also how I can heal you. It shines a light on your brokenness, not to mock you, but to bring you into restoration. And yes, it may bring tears. It may feel like loss. But on the other side is freedom. Real, lasting, soul-deep freedom. I don't want a surface-level relationship with you. I want to go into the hidden corners, the dark closets, the locked rooms of your heart, and fill them with my light. I want to set you free from the lies you've believed about yourself, about others, about me. But I need you to stop running from truth. Let it touch you. Let it break you open. And then let it build you new. I promise, the truth will not leave you broken. It will lead you home. I see how hard you've tried to stir your own soul. You've chased inspiration, collected affirmations, set goals, created routines, and whispered, "This time will be different." You look for motivation like it's the missing piece. Like if you just feel it strongly enough, you'll finally rise out of the struggle. But even after the excitement fades, after the hype dies down, you still feel something is missing. That's because motivation was never meant to sustain transformation. Motivation is like wind. It changes with emotion, with circumstances, with seasons. One day you're on fire, the next you're lost in doubt again. But I offer you something deeper, something steady and eternal. I offer you surrender. True, honest, trembling surrender. That is where real change begins. Not in a powerful feeling, but in a quiet decision to stop holding control and start handing everything over to me. You don't need a new spark. You need to lay it all down at my feet. Surrender is not weakness. It's the key to your greatest strength. It's not giving up. It's finally giving it to me. You've said, "I'm trying," but now I'm saying, stop trying alone. I never asked you to carry this burden by yourself. I never expected you to fix yourself or perform your way into progress. What I desire is your heart. Not the perfect version of it. Just the real one. I want your whole self, your failures, your fears, your guilt, your broken dreams, your worn-out attempts. Let me hold them. Let me breathe new life into the places you've tried to repair with your own hands. Surrender means letting go of the illusion that you're in control, and trusting that I already am. It means laying your life in my hands and saying, "Even if I don't understand, I trust you." That's when peace comes. That's when power flows. That's when chains fall. My child, the change you long for isn't waiting on a new feeling. It's waiting on a decision. Will you surrender? Will you let me take the lead? You've looked everywhere else. Now look to me. I'm not here to motivate you for a moment. I'm here to transform you forever. But it starts with surrender. I know this isn't easy to hear. I know your heart is tender where this relationship is concerned. You've grown attached. You've poured yourself into it. You've tried to make it work, to justify it, to convince yourself that it's right. Because it feels good, or because it fills a gap, or because you're afraid of being alone. But I see something you can't. I see how this relationship is slowly pulling you away from me. You used to be closer. You used to hear my voice more clearly. You used to run to me first. But now, that person, no matter how much you love them, no matter how deep the history, is becoming the loudest voice in your life. And it's leading you in a different direction. You may not even realize how much it's affected you. You compromise just a little. You silence conviction just a little. You say, "I'll fix it later." But slowly, this tie is strangling your growth, clouding your purpose, and dimming your light. And I'm not telling you this because I want to break your heart. I'm telling you because I want to protect it. You're holding on to something that is taking you further from me, and anything that leads you away from me cannot stay. You see, love, real love, doesn't compete with me. It draws you closer. It doesn't pull your heart away from your calling. It honors it. It doesn't manipulate, control, tempt, or confuse. It reflects my heart. And if the relationship you're in is costing you your peace, your purity, your purpose, or your connection with me, then it's not from me. I know letting go feels like loss. I know you've imagined a future together. You've shared memories, made promises, and maybe even convinced yourself you could change them or fix the situation. But you were not called to carry someone else's soul at the cost of your own. You cannot save them. Only I can. And you cannot fulfill your calling if you're bound to something that keeps pulling you off course. My child, I will never remove something from your life without having something better in store. If I ask you to let go, it's not to leave you empty, it's to make room for something greater. Something aligned with who you truly are in me. You may cry, you may grieve, but I will hold you through it. And once your hands are no longer clinging to what is hurting you, I will fill them with peace, strength, and joy that isn't temporary. Trust me with your heart. Trust me enough to walk away from what I never sent. Let it go. I have better. My beloved child, you've been running, maybe not with your feet, but with your heart. You've run into distractions, into relationships, into business, into habits, into silence, anywhere but me. Somewhere deep inside, you fear that if you truly turn to me, I'll meet you with anger, judgment, or a long list of what you've done wrong. But that's not who I am. I'm not chasing you to punish you. I'm chasing you to save you. I'm running after you like a father who sees his child in danger. Because I do. I see what you can't. I see the cliff ahead, the enemy waiting in the shadows, the pain around the next turn. I see how close you are to losing your way completely, and I can't stay still while you slip away. That ache in your chest? That tug on your heart? That whisper in your soul? That's me calling you back. Not to shame you, but to rescue you before it's too late. You've believed the lie that running is easier. That distance from me gives you space to figure things out. But the truth is, running from me is running from life itself. I am your breath. I am your hope. I am your anchor in the storm. And the longer you run, the more exhausted you'll feel. You weren't created to live without me. You weren't meant to carry this weight alone. Every detour you've taken has only led to more confusion, more emptiness, more fear. But I'm not standing back with folded arms. I'm running after you with open ones. Not to point out your flaws, but to restore you. Not to lecture you, but to love you. I would have stopped chasing long ago if I didn't care. But I'll never stop. Not until you know how much you're worth. I left the 99 for you. I endured the cross for you. And now, I'm waiting. Just one turn, one whisper, one surrender away. You don't have to run anymore. Just stop. Let me catch you. Let me cover you. Let me remind you that my pursuit is not punishment, it's protection. Come home, child. I'm right behind you. Amen.